I am a senior patrol officer and I'm currently assigned as a training officer in the Special Operations K-9. I've been a police officer going on 10 years now. Well, the reason why I joined the police department and continue to be an officer is to help the people, help the community that I grew up in. K-9 Argo and I have been certified for 4 years. We have 13 apprehensions. Average is usually, 1 or 2 a career. So, we are seeing an uptick in the need for having K-9s and other additional tools in less lethal capacity.
He and his partner have made an excellent team and responded to some of the most difficult calls that we see as patrol officers. One thing that is really amazing about Officer Bierma is that he pays attention to what's going on around him like no other officer that I've ever seen.
December 4, 2023.
Are you and your partner available to assist ISP at Candlewood Suites?
The dispatcher said, hey, ISP needs a K-9. I started making my way down Broadway, right over the Broadway Bridge, and made that turn on Key Bank, and that's when I heard Trooper Larea say, ask for another unit, code 2, and code 2 is just a little bit shy of, I need someone here now. Something in her voice just didn't quite feel right. As I pulled in, I saw Trooper Larea, trying to find cover, and heard some of the shots, and as I got out of my car, the suspect got out of his. He was turning towards Trooper Larea's car, saw me, fired around kind of in between us, and then continued through and fired around at the car. I saw him starting to run and just went after the suspect and tried my best to catch him. If he's shooting at cops and putting innocent people and us at risk, then he's something that needs to be stopped immediately.
If you look at that video, I firmly believe that suspect was going after Officer Larea. When Officer Bierma showed up, he turned his focus to Officer Bierma and fired rounds at him.
It almost felt kind of out of body. In this line of work, we really don't have the luxury of freezing. It could take me 45 minutes to explain every little detail, seeing the bullet come out, making that thought process, choosing to do this, in reality, it's 5 or 6 seconds.
He acted and reacted as you would expect a very strong, experienced police officer to do. He ran in the direction of that gunfire. I could not be more proud of how he reacted. He chased the suspect, and ultimately, unfortunately, the suspect chose to take his own life.
Officer Bierma's actions this night were poignant examples of courage, excellence, and indeed valor.
Order, arms.
He is the type of officer that you would want by your side through anything.
It's hard for a lot of people that have never been in that to know how good a hug feels when you get home. You can go back to a mostly complete, sterile, and relaxed environment and hug the family and realize, we made it through a shift. My training's working. I'm where I needed to be when I needed to be there.
Clearly, Officer Bierma reacted in a way that was above and beyond what his duties were required. He chased a bad guy, helped apprehend in the course of being fired at. It doesn't get more difficult or daring than what he did.
I'd be lying if I said it wasn't nice to get an award. It's always nice to be recognized for stuff, but at the end of the day, even if we didn't have an award, the fact that we're both home safe is more than enough for me.
My dad actually was in law enforcement. He started and did about a 35-year career, so kind of followed in Dad's footsteps, and then my son actually is 3rd generation law enforcement.
Now, how long have you been in law enforcement?
27 years now. I started in '97.
Did you always want to be a cop?
Yeah, ever since I was a little kid. I was going to be a priest at first, but then I found out priests can't get married, so. I'm in charge of the work release, work detail, and the ankle monitor program, and then I also get to be part of our Ignite education dorm.
Ignite is an acronym, and really it's more of an initiative than it is a program. And it stands for Inmates Growing Naturally and Intentionally Through Education. It started in Genesee County, Michigan. And Sheriff Swanson in 2018, I believe, kicked it off in his county because he wanted to do something on how to treat inmates differently so that they could get better while they're in jail.
We want to teach them to be successful in life We teach them job skills, we teach them parenting skills, we have smoking cessation classes, and we have a 12-week drug and alcohol program that we do with them. Every inmate in this jail, whether they're in this program or not, has about 5,000 classes available for them to take on the tablets. The part that I'm the most passionate about myself is the GED program. We help them get their GED through Ann Johnson. She works at the Domestic Violence Center. She comes and tutors them, and between her and I, we find people that are needing to get their GEDs.
It's been amazing. The biggest thing that I've seen coming through with the inmates is the way that they start to view law enforcement. And it's no longer an us versus them type of relationship anymore. They start to see us more of really the people that are trying to help them. If it wasn't for Sergeant Mecham, the GED program would be just kind of mediocre. The Ignite program, he is the one that goes out and chases down volunteers to come in and teach class. He chases down businesses to donate. We don't have a budget for this program. Everything we do is through donation.
I'm in a 12-week program here called Solutions. It's a 12-week course that is centered around Alcoholics Anonymous. I also do college courses on the tablets. We all have our own tablets. It's helped me grow in areas within myself, like the way I see myself. Before, I used to feel like it was kind of me against the world, or even me against law enforcement and that whole game. And now it's more of they're on our side, they're working with us, they're helping us work towards our goals, and we're just kind of meeting in the middle. It's a pretty powerful program.
Sergeant Mecham has been really a key part of this program. His passion for especially the GED portion of the program is amazing. He goes above and beyond when it comes to gathering the information he needs from the inmates.
Realistically, I wish we would have done this 30 years ago when I started, so that I would have been doing this the entire time. It's the biggest honor that I've had in my entire career.
What does it feel like now to get this Bonneville County Sheriff's Office MVP from the Greater Idaho Falls Police?
I'm so overwhelmed, excited that people thought that I was worthy of this. And sometimes you wonder, am I really making a difference? And it's nice to know you are.
Do you know Sergeant Mecham here?
Yeah, I do.
How has he helped you?
He's helped me in a lot of ways. I would like to say that's my friend. He's my sergeant, but he's also my friend. Mecham's helped me with holding myself accountable and learning to live in the world around me and not, like, you know what I mean, secluded. So.
He's getting honored with a big award. It's called an MVP award. That's why we're here doing this story.
Oh, wow.
Do you think he's deserving of this?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That's our guy. We love Mecham.
My name is Justin Cornelson. I'm a deputy for the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office. I've been working for the Sheriff's Office for about 22 years now. We all have a desire to help somebody else out and want to do some good for our community. During the school year, I work as a DARE officer. I go from school to school, class to class, and teach a DARE curriculum. The DARE program is a preventative program to help kids recognize that things in our community that are bad for them, specifically drugs. We touch briefly on that, but it's actually a larger curriculum that talks about making good choices, risks and consequences, a whole variety of different things.
We're giving kind of a foundation there that hopefully they can be confident enough to stand on and step off of, you know, in their future and go in a good path. I think it's more important than ever these days. We're trying to catch kids at a level when they're, you know, maturing and starting to figure out how to make choices for themselves. Justin is bouncing around teaching DARE in most of the schools in District 93. He's carrying the bulk of that instructor load, plus a whole lot of things in the background. And then on top of that, you know, he's a deputy out on the street at the same time.
Actually being in a DARE class has been one of the fun things of having those kids have the light bulb come up above their minds, where they just, all of a sudden something clicks in their minds and they go, oh, I get it now. I had a young lady, she came up to me after DARE graduation and she says, thanks for showing me a different way.
He's not afraid to jump in and help where he's needed. He runs traffic and, you know, educates the public about being safe. You know, all those things that encompass that part of our job of traffic enforcement and safety and all of those things.
The Explorer program is a tool for kids that are interested in or trying to figure out if they're interested in law enforcement. We try to get as much of the facets of the Sheriff's Office as we can to be able to let them know about whether it be traffic accidents, how to get on the radio and communicate on the radio, arrest techniques. We even have what's called a ride-along program.
He definitely portrays a positive image about our profession and about our agency. During the 4th of July parade, we're in the parade with the DARE Hummer, and Justin and the Explorer group has the DARE kids, and they're walking through the parade. And I think Justin puts twice as many steps or miles in as those kids, because everybody on the sidewalks and in the yards, everybody knows who he is, and he's high-fiving former students and future students and parents.
When the kids are having a good time, they can actually have a good rapport with police officers. In this world right now, it's a great feeling.
Justin has just always been a hard worker, does a great job, cares about what's going on. He cares about the profession and other people, definitely takes it seriously. It's just an honor to be able to work alongside someone in that capacity.
Dear Deputy Cornelson, I just wanted to thank you for all you do in the DARE program. Our oldest child went through DARE this school year, and it was such a positive experience for him. Graduation was so fun, and it has made our other kids excited to participate in DARE. We appreciate that the DARE program is teaching what we teach in our home, and that it is taught in such a fun and interactive way. Thank you so much for your service to our community, to our son, and all other many DARE students. We appreciate you so much. P.S. Our son is so excited to participate in the summer DARE activities. Thank you for providing them, and we love the DARE program. Things like that actually makes me feel good about what we're doing.
My name is Eli Kistemann. I'm a police officer with the Idaho Falls Police Department. I knew I wanted to be a police officer when I saw a listing on Facebook for open spots, and I applied approximately 5 years ago. I was interested in, obviously a career, something that I could dedicate my life to and where I could be a benefit to the community. I work night shift, so I come in at 6 o'clock in the evening, go home at 6:30 in the morning, stay busy, whether that's with traffic stops, looking for people with warrants, trying to make traffic stops in cars that may have drugs or other illegal items. I just do that for 12 hours.
I actually interviewed him to get hired, and I remember his interview very well. He was extremely articulate, smart, had a real passion to be a police officer. Of his team right now, he makes the most arrests, makes the most traffic stops, so he's really trying to keep the community safe by taking criminals off the street.
I think police officers, for the most part, do have people's best interests at heart and in mind. I think they do try to do a service to the community. At times, our interactions at work may be unpleasant. However, I try to make them as pleasant as possible.
He brings a lot of motivation to every shift that he has. I am really proud of him because no matter what adversity he's experienced, he just comes to work and tries to, make sure that the community is safe every single day. He doesn't seem to get down on some of the politics of policing or let the citizens that can be pretty negative to him, he doesn't let them get him down. Sometimes even as administration, we're hard on people, and he hasn't let that get to him. I've never seen him get aggravated or riled. I think part of that is that he's articulate. He keeps himself in good physical shape, which I think helps with an officer's mental health as well.
The thing I like best about my job is working with the community, working with people I live with, see around town. My ultimate goal is just to keep doing what I'm doing, just to enjoy it, number one. Like I said, and keep hopefully being a benefit to the city, a benefit to the community, a positive influence as well. Whether that be as a patrol officer or administratively, I just want to be a benefit to the community, help not only the people I live with, but also the people I work with as well.
I am Trooper Braiden Hill, and I work for the Idaho State Police. I'm a resident trooper up in Island Park, Idaho. I've lived up there for about a year. My main role is patrolling the highway from about the St. Anthony area up to the Montana border, and then State Highway 87 out to the Montana border. I was 21 for about 6 months when I started the application process, and then just started the academy. It's always what I've wanted to do. I always wanted to get drugs off the street.
Braiden Hill has really been a diamond in the rough for the state police here in District 6. Just been a very important part of our enforcement efforts, our education efforts, and really are collaborative efforts of working with other agencies. It's a very remote area up there, and Braiden relies heavily on our surrounding law enforcement agencies for backup. He works very close with Fremont County Sheriff's Office, very close with the Idaho Transportation Department, and the unique federal entity up there, our Forest Service, that he provides a very valuable service for them well for his enforcement actions.
So I'll do anything from drug interdiction to any domestic calls with the county. I'll work with Fish and Game, go check Fish and Game licenses. I'll work with the watercraft check station, stop boaters that are going by. I know a lot of the residents up there. I do various stuff with them on my days off. I like all the different interactions that you have with the public, especially up in Island Park. I get to speak with people from all over the world. I've had people from Switzerland and Germany and all over Europe and Asia, and just all the different languages that come through and different places of the world.
There are many times that he is out there by himself saddling these crashes, saddling these incidences where there's no other law enforcement available. Braiden has really put his nose to the grindstone. Anytime I give him an assignment, he is a can-do person. He always takes these, he completes them thoroughly, he completes them timely. He is very reliable, very dependable, and he is a very key person here with the Idaho State Police.
I want to just keep progressing, but ultimately become a sergeant in about 5 years, and then just go up from there to a lieutenant and captain. And my main focus right now is I want to become a drug recognition expert and focus on a lot of DUIs and drug interdiction.
Braiden is definitely an up-and-comer for us. We are putting the tools in his bag to succeed. Career-wise, the sky's the limit for him. And as his career progresses, we are looking forward to having him in our ranks.
What do you think about being named the Idaho State Police MVP?
The first one they told me, I was super surprised because I've only been on for a little over 2 years. So I graduated with a lot of good troops, and there's a lot of good ones in Idaho Falls, so I was pretty surprised, but it's definitely humbling.